Years ago, I made a video on YouTube called Breaking Down Mamie. It's on this Tara Helms channel. And for some reason, YouTube has gone behind my back and put comments or turned off just to be funny. Trust me, if you go watch that video all those years ago, there was a time when you could comment on that video. So trust me when I say if you go watch Breaking Down Mamie, you'll see that it says comments are turned off. I didn't turn those comments off. So I apologize in advance. I'm remaking this video. This is a remake of Breaking Down Mamie, and I'm going to give it a different name, hoping that YouTube doesn't play their BS and decide to turn the comments off for this as well. But I don't trust this platform when it plays these games. Okay. So here's what's happening, right? In Breaking Down Mamie years ago, I brought up Katt Williams. And the stuff that he's saying right now should not shock people because Katt has been saying this for years, so I don't get the outrage. So here's what happened years ago. I had graduated the University of Washington, had been a graduate for a year in 2013 when I was trying to find a job of which to put my degree to use, which I still haven't done that, but at least I'm working now. And at this time, I'd started getting what I call bad headaches to where I felt like the room was spinning and I would need to lie down. So one summer I was home while my husband was working because, of course, no one was answering to my resumes. And I was about to take a nap because of one of these headaches, and then TCM started to introduce a movie I'd never heard of called Dirty Gertie from Harlem, USA. Movie from 1946. The movie starred actress Francine Everett as a woman from Harlem, USA named Gertie LaRue, who was hired to be a review singer down in a fictional island called Trinidad, which we really know is Trinidad and Tobago. And Gertie LaRue's character is known as a seductress who liked to use men, then humiliate them later on, which takes on the whole Delilah thing in the Bible, more of the Jezebel stereotype. So, okay. Those stereotypes go back that far. That was kind of annoying, but I watched the movie anyway. But what caught my attention is this image right here. Spencer Williams was one of the people behind this film. He was an actor. And as you can see, he played a fortune teller called the Old Hager for Gertie LaRue. And as you can see, he's in full woman's garb. He got the rag around his head doing the Angel Mama stuff. He's a big overweight guy in a dress hanging over a crystal ball, because black people are mysterious. We still say weird things like if your nose start itching, it's gonna rain, which are superstitions I don't plan to pass down if I ever have children, but I doubt I will at this point. All those superstitions that have nothing to do with nothing. Anyway, you see 1946. I can remember that my head was throbbing, but I sat straight up and watched that entire scene. It's as if for a second either that headache went away or it didn't matter. To give you some context, when I grew up in the 1990s, I thought that dressing up as putting on dresses and being a woman was my generation, because that's the last decade of the 20th century. So between 1990 and 1999, I was between the ages of 10 and 19 years old. So I'm giving you my age at that time. I grew up used to Wanda from In Living Color and Shanae from Martin. And at the time, I thought that stuff was funny because I did not get the entire context as how Katt Williams was breaking it down. So I grew up in that generation. Joanna, man, I didn't think twice about that. Heck, we grew up with RuPaul, and there is a difference because RuPaul is actually cross-dresser. So, okay, that's the difference. So here's what I'm going to say about this, okay? When I saw him in this dress, I started to question how far this thing with the dress goes back. But see, I'm going to take this video in a little bit of a different direction, because Spencer Williams has everything to do with what Katt Williams was trying to say. Though Katt himself did play a pimp in one of the Friday movies. See, I think what Katt is trying to say is that you have to be careful about how you participate in minstrelsy, how you participate, or how you choose to participate in the name of money and notoriety in stereotypes. And see, the thing with Spencer Williams is this is nothing new for him. So he dresses as a Mamie fortune teller in Dirty Gertie from Harlem, USA, a film that he helped distribute. And this film did quite well, okay? It's even in the public domain. I'm not going to give you the whole storyline. I want y'all to go watch it yourself. It's a public domain film. This is why I didn't put references to photos, because the images and everything is public domain, okay? See, this isn't Spencer Williams' first rodeo when it comes to stereotyping his own people. Because Spencer Williams played Andy in the television remake of the television upgrade, to Amos and Andy. And as you know, Amos and Andy was white America's way of picking on black people back then. On radio, these guys would put on blackface and constantly made their money off of pushing stereotypes. Then you got this person, a black man, playing one of those stereotypes on national television on a syndicated show. See, this is what Katt's been trying to tell y'all. This stuff has been going on for a while, where lots of black people are willing to sell out their own. So you have a movie like Dirty Gertie from Harlem, USA, in which you have an actress who's playing down the Jezebel stereotype of the loose black woman. And then you got this Negro who done put on a dress, and this is 1946. And then made more of his money off of being a stereotype of white people originally in blackface. What Katt Williams is trying to tell you is that there is a price for playing these games. And look, it goes without saying, the wearing of the dress is not just a black man's thing. You can go see multiple races of people who put on dresses and then their careers skyrocket. Because Dirty Gertie from Harlem, USA was an all-black cast, and from that standpoint back then, this movie did quite well. I don't find it a coincidence that Spencer Williams' career went mainstream, playing yet another stereotype, Andy, in Amos and Andy, after he wore that dress in Dirty Gertie from Harlem, USA. These things don't exist in a vacuum. And that day when I was lying on that couch hoping that my resume would get picked up and hoping that those headaches would go away, I learned one thing, that once I researched this and saw Katt Williams, I said this was going to come back to bite people in the behind. Nothing he's saying should be a shock to y'all, because he's been saying it for years. And look, I don't normally jump on this celebrity bandwagon, but I need you to go and see Dirty Gertie from Harlem, USA, and how the repeatedness of these stereotypes has hurt us as a people. All right, thank y'all so much for listening. Have a good one.